Hi guys, it's Ellie, and today we're going to be going over how to find the main idea of an author's text. So we're going to be reading a few passages and we'll select what their main idea is. This is obviously a really, really important skill to have because it allows you to comprehend your reading a little bit better, and it's just really important overall to understand what the author's overall message is. And if this is something you struggle with, just know that it's going to get so much better as you practice. So let's get started. So I'm going to read this aloud and then we'll try to decide which we think the author's purpose is. So load the laundry into the washing machine and close the door tightly. Make sure not to overload the machine. Next, slide open the detergent drawer, add detergent, and then slide the drawer shut. Select the wash setting, whites or darks, temperature, hot, warm, or cold, and load size, small, medium, or large, and then press the start button. The washing machine will stop automatically when the wash cycle is complete. So maybe take a second and try to think of what you think the purpose of that text was. What is the author trying to convey to you, the reader? So um, I'm going to read the two options. So is it to teach readers how to operate a washing machine, or is it to convince readers to take better care of their clothes? Well, let's look at what most of the sentences are about. A lot of these are steps for operating a washing machine. So select the wash setting, open the drawer, press the start button. So it's going to be this first one. Now, this one does seem maybe like a tempting choice. However, it doesn't really mention the reader's clothes at all. It doesn't, all it says is like putting your clothes in the washing machine. So it's not really trying to convince us of anything about our clothes. It's just trying to be informational. Okay. Um, okay. This is a great question as well. So, which best shows that the author's purpose is to teach readers how to operate a washing machine? So, we just have the same question the same passage as before. I won't read it again. And I just sort of touched on this, um, but I would say that it's this. They list the specific steps that the reader should take to use the machine. It is important that they include the details, but that's not really what's showing us their purpose. Those are just details. So, okay, let's see the next one. Dribbling is a fundamental soccer skill. You can master it by first learning how to make a gentle contact or touch with the ball. When players use gentle touches, they contact the ball more often, which leads to greater control. Another key to controlling the ball is keeping it close to your feet or shielding. This makes it harder for other players to intercept the ball. Now you're ready to dribble. Begin by gently passing the ball back and forth using the insides of your feet. Remember to keep your head up while dribbling so you know where you are on the field. With time and practice, you'll gain speed and control. So, what is the author's purpose? So, um, this is this is another these are two very similar choices with a little bit of differences. So um, to decide between these two choices, I would say, so the first one is to teach readers how to dribble a soccer ball. The second is to convince readers that dribbling takes practice. So let's look. Is the author teaching us something? Are they trying to convince us of something? So something that's so a main indicator that the author is trying to teach you something would be them giving you different steps. Convincing would be not really, convincing wouldn't give you like different steps. That doesn't make as much sense. So this one, let's look. So first, how to make gentle contact. Then they keep it close to their feet. So this is also going to be teaching readers how to dribble a soccer ball because it gives us all these steps and explains sort of how you're going to do that. And although this one it does mention that dribbling takes practice, that's not the main focus of this text. It's not all about convincing us that it takes practice. All it says is with time and practice, you'll gain speed and control. That's just one sentence, not the main focus of the whole thing. So it's going to be that one. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so now which best shows the author's purpose is to teach readers how to dribble a soccer ball. So again, it's going to be this, that they're listing the steps as the same one as before with the washing machine. It's them listing the steps. That gives away the purpose here. Okay. Before tuning a guitar, first learn the name of each string. A guitar has 6. The first string is on the bottom and it's the thinnest. The 6th string is on the top and it's the thickest. Starting at the bottom, the notes are E, B, G, D, A, and E. If you have an electric tuner, hold it near the guitar and pluck the high E string, the one on the bottom first. The tuner will determine whether the note produced by the string is flat, too low, or sharp, too high. Pick each of the remaining strings depending on what the tuner tells you. Loosen the string to make the note lower or tighten the string to make the note higher. So which author's purpose is suggested by the text? Okay, so same thing as what we've been doing. So think again. This is, are we being persuaded here, or is something being explained to us? So again, this one's giving us a lot of information in this first paragraph, and then some steps here. So this is going to be explaining how to tune a guitar. Hopefully it's becoming a little bit clearer, because yeah, now you can maybe see like a little bit of a pattern. So then which shows this? Well, it's going to be they outline the steps that you should take. Okay, let's see. Named after Gustav Coriolis, a 19th century mathematician, the Coriolis effect is caused by Earth's rotation. As wind and ocean currents move across Earth's surface, the planet itself is rotating from west to east. As a result, the currents appear to travel along a curved path instead of a straight one. Wind and water currents traveling from the equator towards the poles bend eastward, while currents traveling from the poles toward the equator bend westward. The Coriolis effect explains why hurricanes spin counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere and clockwise in the southern hemisphere. Okay, so again, here we are. Are we introducing it, or are we being convinced of something? So is the author giving us supporting evidence to prove the Coriolis effect, or just giving us an overview? So just think about that for a second. And all right, so I will let you know. It's introducing the readers. There's no supporting evidence about the Coriolis effect at all. It just gives us the Coriolis effect explains this, explains that, but no real backup to that. So it's just introducing us. So then what shows this purpose would be that they provide facts about the Coriolis effect, such as the cause and effects. So this one's a little bit different from the last two examples because it's not giving us like different steps, but it's this is what's giving us the main ideas. It is important that they provide details, but that's not what's giving us the main focus. So yeah. Okay, we're gonna do this last one, and then that's gonna be all for today. So hopefully you guys are starting to like understand this. I think hopefully you will, and it'll keep getting better as you practice. Okay, I was very concerned by the school board's recent announcement that lunch breaks will be shortened next year. This may seem like a good idea now, but in the long run, it will only hurt students. The current lunch break gives students a chance to exercise and breathe fresh air. More importantly, it lets them take a break from their hard work. Shorter lunches don't give students enough time for a real break. For the sake of all students, contact the school board today and let them know that breaks matter. So which purpose is suggested by the text? So let's take a look back. What are we talking about? We're talking about the lunch break. And this one is a little bit different from our last examples, because I hope you can see that they're using a little bit more of persuasive language, because they're trying to convince us that the students' lunch breaks should be not shortened, and that contact the school. So what's actually happening here is they are persuading readers to speak out against the shorter lunch breaks. They present evidence here. They're really trying to back it up here with the giving students a chance to exercise and breathe fresh air. That's just some supporting evidence for why the lunch break should not be shortened. And then let's just look at these two answers. So to describe how students feel about shorter lunch breaks, while it does give a little bit of information about why how students feel, um, like this student feels concerned, that's not the main focus of this text. And then inform readers why lunch breaks are being shortened. I don't think they even really touched on that. So it's definitely going to be this one. And so now let's see which best shows that that is their purpose. So the author tells readers about the contents of a recent announcement. No, that's not particularly persuasive. Um, the author contrasts the current lunch break with shorter lunch breaks. Well, yeah, that was actually pretty, I thought that was a pretty persuasive thing that they did. They spoke here about how the current lunch break is giving them a chance to exercise, and um, then they are contrasting that with the shorter lunch. So I thought that that was very persuasive. And then let's just, before I select that one, let's look at the last answer. The author asks readers to contact the school board today. That wasn't a particularly persuasive line. It's just more asking for a call to action from the audience. So it's going to be the contrasting, and yeah. So, oh, so, okay, so I actually, this one I was incorrect on. And now that I've reread the question, I understand why. So that was my bad. Let me go over this. So, um, the question is asking which shows best that the author's purpose is to persuade the reader. So I was mostly looking at what I thought was the most persuasive thing that the author did, but it's asking just what is showing us the clearest that the author is persuading us. So although the author contrasting the current lunch break with shorter lunch breaks was a very persuasive element of their writing, that's not really what's showing us the purpose. This is exactly right, that what is showing us the purpose of their text is that the author is asking the readers to contact the school board. So you can clearly see, like, at the end of that piece, like they're asking you to contact the school board. So clearly that's what they're trying to persuade you to do. So hopefully that makes sense. Sorry for getting it wrong. That was completely my bad. But as you can see, it's like some of these are a little bit tricky. But hopefully that explanation makes sense, because this second thing is definitely what is the most persuasive element of their writing. However, this is what's showing us that that's their purpose. So hopefully I'm going to leave it at that, and hopefully that makes sense. I'm so sorry about getting it wrong, but as you can see, this stuff is not always easy. So I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and see you soon. Bye.